Hi there, and welcome back to the channel. So I've been needing an easy to use PA system for just my vocal. That's all I usually mic when we do house parties or small just rehearsals, like if you want to rehearse for the band. Looking for a PA to use, and I was using the PV Dark Matter 115, I guess because it has a 15-inch speaker in it, and it was okay. It worked, but it always felt like it was being pushed to the absolute edge of what it was capable of for me to be able to cut over the band. We got a pretty loud band. It's two guitars with 4x12s and 100-watt Marshall, and this is 18-watt. Not as loud as a 100-watt, but I turn it all the way up at all times. Drummers, super powerful, loud drummer, loud bass, all that. So I need something that can just put the vocals over. And our drummer, John, uses one of these for his vocal. So I need a vocal for out front. So I had become aware of the whole line array thing, similar to what they're doing with live PAs now. Using a lot of, I noticed that when I first started going to shows again at big places, like big arenas, like these amazing line array setups, and the live sound now is, pretty amazing. So with that technology, it's made its way down to the, weddings and DJ world. And I think that's mainly who buys these kind of PAs. They're like DJs. But I think it works well for like a single voice, or maybe like a coffee shop act type deal. But anyway, I found out about them through the Electro Voice version, which is like $1,500. And it's just basically a big plastic box with some drivers in it. And I balked at that price, like $1,500 for a little, PA speaker. This one is like $350 or something, $400. So for under $500, there's lots of options out there. This was actually on clearance. It's called the HARBINGER MLS900. They now have an MLS1000, but there's not a huge difference. I think it's a 100-watt difference and a few different things as far as the EQ on the unit. But other than that, basically the same unit. So this one, goes on sale. And it was on at Guitar Center for $3.99 and Musician's Friend for $3.99. It's since bumped up to $4.99 at Guitar Center and I think $5.99 at Musician's Friend. But when you think about that, even at $5.99, it's very similar to the Electro Voice. There's a Yamaha unit. So a couple of different companies make these. What's the company that Bose makes one as well that people like? I think they may have come out with it first, and it was popular. So it's all these other companies come in. And Harbinger is known as being like a budget brand, sort of like the way Behringer used to be, and not having a great reputation, but supposedly these are good. I've looked up, I did some research on it just to see if there was anything out there that wasn't $1,500 that would do the same thing as the Electro Voice, or at least essentially the same thing. And found some videos about this, saw some, text on the internet, some articles and reviews and, comparisons or whatever. And these may not be as refined as the EV or the Yamaha or the Bose. They may be inferior in some way, but once again, it's a black box with some drivers in it, and as long as it works, it's close to the same, level that those work, I'll be fine, because you could buy 3 of these, for the price of one of the Electro Voice. So you could get a stereo setup easily for, less than $1,000. And that's what I'll do. If these sound good, I'll buy another one, and then I'll have 2 of them. Alright, so I was just going to unbox it on camera just to see what happens. I've never seen one of these units, and I don't know how to put it together, but I'm assuming it's pretty straightforward. So I'm going to open it up and see what happens. And all I'm really looking for, like I said, is just the ability to get my voice over guitar, bass, and drums in a very loud band that plays pretty loud. 100-watt Marshall amp to a 4x12, my 18-watt that's always like fully turned up. And at one of the last house parties, we had the 100-watt all the way turned up. So it says here to remove the outer carton for retail display. So there's another sealed box inside of this. Nice packaging. But anyway, the Harbinger company's gotten a better reputation because of this unit. I was beginning to understand. And so here, when you open it up, you're faced with instructions and styrofoam top. So here we have owner's manual, which is quite thin. I'm hoping it seems like it's going to be pretty straightforward. We've got our styrofoam top to protect the unit. And I'll keep this box, at least for the time being, you know, in case there's some sort of need for a return, like if it breaks or if it sucks or whatever. Okay, so now we've got this here. And they give you a IEC power cable. There's another piece of styrofoam down there as the base. So this thing was well packed. And if you needed to, I guess you could use the box as like a travel companion to keep it safe, because it's a well-made box. With the I always love it when you get a nice piece of kit as far as the packaging goes. Oops, sounds like it's going to start raining. Yeah, that's why I couldn't do vocals tonight anyway, see? This place is not soundproof, so you can't do vocals when there's raining falling. That wouldn't sound good. Alright, so now let's open the actual line array columns. Yet again, another double box. I like the double boxing because it's pretty much the best thing to do. I was talking to UPS years ago when I was shipping all the time for a business, an online business. They told me the best thing you can do for stuff is double box, because, you know, it provides that first level of protection, and then hopefully the box that it's in will provide the next level of protection. Just read about a guy running over a Fender guitar neck, you know, and the box actually protected it and didn't crunch the neck. Look at that. Okay, so here, oh, it comes with a nice little carrying case. That's kind of stylish, handy. And when you unzip this baby, let's see what you get here. This all looks like reasonably nice, cheap gear. You know, it's kind of like a thing. And when you find it, it's pretty cool. So it says premium performance, large column speakers, tuned for warm, solid mids, and articulate detailed highs. Bigger bass and smaller line arrays, and wide, full room coverage. Rockin'. I don't want to break this thing by goofing around too much. Let's see what's on the other end. Then I'll turn the camera off. I'll kind of try to assemble it, and then we'll demo it and make sure it works. Okay, it says big sound to go, Harbinger MLS900. This looks like it must be the top, so I'm assuming it just sort of clips onto here. So this would be the front, and this would be the front. So, wow, that was quite simple. So here's the column, and it goes into the sub. So this unit here, I'm assuming is just the subwoofer. And hold on, and you know, this unit's not too heavy. It feels like it's like maybe 30, 25 pounds, something like that. I'm not too good with numbers. Okay. Well packaged. The company took care to get it to you. I like that, you know. Makes you feel like they cared. And it's got this handle here. So this is pretty cool. This is the front of it, I'm assuming. And then you have this handle here to pick it up, like so. And then you have your channel 1, channel 2, channel 3. Bass and treble is all that's on there. And you know, that's all I'm going to need. I'm not a big effects person. And my Zoom R24, my trusty Zoom R24, I can run the signal through that, get any kind of effects I want. So any good mixing board would give you effects and a gain, you know, some gain stage for days. All right, so we're going to pull this baby up. I'm assuming that it goes this way because that's the way the text goes. And this is the front. Okay, so I'll read the directions before I don't want to screw it up by doing it wrong. It looks like it just slips. You have this part here. Yeah, it has like little guide rails. There it is. I felt the little guide rails, and then I saw the tracks on the unit. Man, that is pretty cool. It's not heavy at all. And I think with this much speaker, I'm going to get a much better action than I got from the Dark Matter. So I'm impressed. Just like my first impression is good, because the quality level is there. Doesn't feel cheap. Like, I'm assuming this is very similar to you know, what the other units that other manufacturers have designed. It's probably in the same, you know. And these guys are punching above their weight. They're a smaller company that's not well known, doesn't have a great rep, and they're trying to make a product that obviously that punches above its weight class. All right, so let me just get everything wired in and, you know, mess with it as far as like hook up the microphone, and so I don't waste too much camera time, you know, where it's too boring to watch. And we'll just test this baby out and see what we think. Be right back. Okay, so as you can see, I got it all hooked up, and I'm using the PA, and it sounds really good. I think it sounds quite good. Way better than the PV. I'm not sure if it's as good as the Yamaha, the Bose, or the EV, but it's doing exactly what I want it to do. So I'm pleased for $4.99 or $3.99. That was good price for something like this. Yeah, so it has 3 channels. It has a Bluetooth channel that is wireless. You can link 2 of them. And so I'm going to see how one of these goes tonight at this next house party. And if it doesn't feel loud enough, I'll be getting another one. I'd like to only have one just because it's less gear to carry, you know, and it's just simpler. But if it feels like it needs more, with this at this price, it's a no-brainer to get another one, you know, I think. And but the EQ is, you know, basic bass and treble essentially. Like I said, if you want effects or a lot more EQ, you could come in with a board, mixing board. But you can see how much. Watch this. I'll turn up the bass, and it really starts to, you know, really react. A lot of good bass, and then I'm gonna roll that, and then the treble, you know, gets really nice and cutting, and so you got some good EQ here, good range, good projection. Yeah, 1, 2, yeah, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, yeah. I mean, that's pretty good, you know, for a little PA like this. So I think it works, and I'm going to try it out on this weekend that's coming up. I guess it's 1 week away, and we'll see how it performs. Right now I'm feeling really good about it, so I recommend it. Yeah, I recommend the unit because it's well made at this price. I mean, it's hard for me to imagine having spent $1,500. I don't think it would have been, you know, $1,000 better or $1,100 better than what I paid. And then when you factor in, you know, you could get as many as 3 of these for that price. So, yeah, I think it's a good budget unit. I wouldn't say it's like the most high fidelity in the world or anything like that, but these never are, and it'll get the job done. So I'm happy about it. Harbinger MLS900, and this will be my new little PA column, line array, for playing house parties, like, you know, like small things. And I might get 2 of them if it doesn't feel like there's enough power, enough coverage, you know. If that thing was working, if this little thing was working, I know this is going to work, you know, but I'm just thinking of optimum and, you know, ideal settings. All right. Harbinger MLS900. There's a 1000. It's an upgraded model. Might be slightly louder, more refined as far as the EQ. I don't know. But this gets the job done at $400. Next time.